Alright, we're going to go through starting up a bingo night. Apologize for the sound here, hopefully you can deal with it. It's not so good on this computer. First thing we want to do is, if we can, we're going to connect it to the VFW internet. Can't do it exactly here, but down here is your Wi-Fi. Just make sure when you get there that you find, come up here, VFW guest will be in here. Find that VFW guest and connect to that. It's not here right now because I'm not at the VFW, but just find that, connect to that. Once you do, you're going to fire up Chrome browser, which is right here at the bottom. Fire that up. What should come up is the VFW logon screen, and when that does come up, you're just going to type in post1224 as the password. That'll connect you to the internet for the night. Hopefully the signal is really weak, so you may have to reconnect several times during the night, but just do that same thing by, you only have to do the password one time, but you may have to continue to click on this icon down here, find VFW guest, and click on that again. Just continue to connect. We do that so that we can sync the Google Drive. You can tell here there's a little up arrow. If you click on that little up arrow, you'll show the hidden icons. There's our Google Drive. If you hover over that, you can see if the sync is done or not. If it's not done, you'll see that it's grayed out a little bit. When you're connected to the internet, it'll automatically sync, so that's how you check that. So once we are going with the internet is hooked up, we're just going to go ahead and click on our start button down here. When we do that, I'm going to click on start, create new nightly bingo form. Click on that. It's going to run a little macro that does several things for us. It's going to open up inventory tracking sheets in Chrome. It's going to open up some Excel workbooks. It basically gives you the startup for what you need for the night. So just give that a couple minutes, then it will load up. So there's the inventory sheet for the paper. That's the first one that opens. The second one is the inventory for the charity tickets. That'll open. You're going to need those eventually during the night, although we have someone else checking that as well, so you may not have to work that at all. Very important at the end of the month when we're doing inventory. Then you'll see our copy value sheet here. That's an Excel workbook has opened up. We also see we're opening up a bingo form for the night. Our main collection form from the state. We copy that off a template. And last we have the bingo supply sales. So once you've also hooked up the printer to the computer, the first thing you can do is just print out the bingo supply sales. To print, you're just going to do File, and just go down to Print. There'll only be one printer connected. You just click Print, and that'll go ahead and print out this form that you'll need for the night. When you're done printing that out, you can actually just close this workbook up using the X's at the top. Here's our hotball accountability. We'll need that a little later tonight. You can see here we have a couple other sheets. I'm going to go back to the, not the bingo copy value sheet. I'm going to go back. This is the main form for the night. It actually copies off a template, and it gives the current date on there. Macros, we're going to go ahead and enable any macros that are running out there. The next thing you want to do is go to this CGT charity ticket, charity game ticket accountability form. We're going to go ahead and print that tab out as well and give that to the people doing charity tickets to start the night off with. Again, to print off it, it's just File and then Print. And that'll go ahead and print this form out and give that to the people doing the charity tickets. You can go back then with this arrow at the top. That'll get you back into this form. The next thing we want to do is set up our master control file. This is where we're going to end up selling. So we're going to scroll to the top of this file, all the way to the top. And first thing we want to do is get our verification slip numbers in. So you'll have the yellow, find the yellow forms, the little yellow verification slips that we hand out. You're going to take those, and we're going to find the first number we're going to use that night, and then hopefully just go in order. So what we have to do is paste in all these numbers. You can type them in if you want, but it's easier to paste them in. What we have is we go back down to the Excel here, and you're going to find the Southline Bingo copy value sheet. So click on that, and then the Bingo Master Control copy. Find that, This is to mirror the other one, and what you do is we would just type in this yellow spot the current number that we're going to start with, and you can see once you type that in, it actually updates all of these. So what you can do is I'm just going to press down on the mouse left button or on the touchpad. I'm going to highlight everything. I'm going to right click and get a copy. I want to copy this. And then I'm going to go back down here to my forms here. I'm going to bring back up the current form. I'm going to right click again in this empty spot. And I'm going to paste values, which is this little 1, 2, 3. If we just do a paste values, you can see now those new numbers have pasted in. We're going to do one page at a time, so I'm going to scroll down to the second page. I'm doing just 2 pages usually is enough. We'll jump back over to the original sheet, copy value sheet. I'm going to grab that second. See, the second one is loaded up with all the right numbers again. I'm just going to drag down, copy everything there. Right click, do a copy. And we'll jump back over to the main form. Going to right click on that again, paste values, just like that. And boom, I've got 2 sets of, set all the way through 43. If I have to go up to 44, I can go back to that sheet and keep copying numbers. Typically, we don't get there very often, so it's good. You can kind of stop there. So that gets this ready for our selling. Right here, we're set to go. The other thing we want to look at is the prize payout log. So the prize payout log will have how much we pay for each game that night, and that depends on what category we are in, which column, the first, second, or third. If you look at that bingo copy value sheet, the prize payout tab has all the different copies. So if we had to, we would do the same kind of thing. It defaults to be column 2, the middle column, but let's say we didn't have that many people. You could just highlight column 1 here. Again, you gotta do it kind of in chunks. We're gonna right click on that again and do a copy. Go back over to our workbook, our main workbook, and if we had to, we could right click right there, and I would do a paste value again. That would change it all to be column 1. Again, you can do it for column 3 as well. And then you do the second chunk down here. After all this, we have a few more games down here. You would paste those in as well. So once you do that, that will get you ready then with the main bits that you need to do. Go back to our master control. Now we are ready to start selling all of our sales right here in the workbook. The workbook will save once a minute for you, but after you do several updates, you can always go up here and hit that save button, and it will save the workbook for you, and you are ready to go.